guys, it's Asia. Don't mind my edges. My hair is dusty. I didn't really care. It's Saturday morning, and I'm probably not gonna go anywhere today. Just being honest, I'm probably gonna just be in the house. So, yeah, I just wanted to come and talk about some stuff, some YouTube happenings. Like, not really talk about the happenings, but I guess just like the conversations around what's happening. Cause like I made a video talking about Tasha K, her facts video versus Lovely T's facts video. Not saying that they had beef or anything, but just kind of like saying like it's an obvious discrepancy between like their stories and who they believe and what they believe to be true. I feel like it was interesting. I really thought it was I enjoyed Lovely T's video, but I got like a lot of mixed like comments that kind of made me think. Like it was interesting because like on one hand you have these people that are very hive minded, very team minded, like, oh, I'm team this person and I'm team that person, and I'm like, this is not about that. Like this is not about choosing teams. This is just about having a conversation about what's happening. Why does it always have to be about choosing a team, choosing a side? I'm with this person. Be your own person and have your own thought in your own mind. You know, you're starting to sound like these MAGA folks. Have your own. Yeah, you can be a part of a fan of somebody. I'm not saying you can't fan for somebody and be like, yes, I'm team this person because I love them. But don't be team to the point where you don't even think about the fact that maybe this person is doing some fucked up shit. And you don't look at it for what it is and be like, oh, well, yeah, this is not really cool. You know what I mean? If you can't do that, then yeah, you're like the MAGA folks. Because no matter what Trump does, they just feel like, yeah, he's the best. Because they're not thinking with their mind. They're just following him because they're team Trump. So I don't know. I just want to throw that out there because I'm getting like a lot of this team mentality, and I'm like, you sound crazy. Like I got one comment that said, oh, I'm team Tasha K, an educated black woman. You're looking for followers. And I'm like, I'm just talking about a situation that is going on that everybody's talking about. Like, it's relevant. Why? How is that looking for followers? I've had this channel for so long. I've never even asked anybody to click the like button to subscribe to my channel. I don't. If you want to subscribe, I'm happy to have you because that means that you just want to be here. Like, you just want to see more of me. And I appreciate that. Like, I don't ask anybody to subscribe to me, for that reason, because I just want people to actually want to be here. I don't want to be like, oh, press, like, subscribe. If you want to, yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying like and subscribe because it's good marketing. I'm just not here for that. I'm just here to share my opinion and converse with you guys, but in a respectful way. Don't get in my comments being all, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to spend too much time on them. But I just thought it was interesting because, like I said, this team mentality. And she was so busy being team Tasha K, not realizing that I'm not anti-Tasha K. Like, I said I'm not. I don't like something that she put out. I don't like a few things that she said. But that's why I don't follow her anymore. But she's like so busy being team Tasha K, like, oh, well, Tasha K is an educated black woman. And that's why I'm team Tasha K. I'm like, I'm an educated black woman. Why are you like coming in my comments with bullshit saying you're team her? Good for you. Like, what? And it's like, how can you be so pro-black but you don't even notice, like, you're shitting on an educated black woman that hasn't, like, all she's doing is voicing her opinion because you're so team this person. Like, think about what you're doing. These freaking notifications. Think about what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's like hive-mindedness. Like, it's all about just uplifting your queen. Okay. I don't know. I'm about uplifting myself. Maybe I'm just like self-centered. I don't know. But there's nobody that I'm like, I'm team this person. Nobody. Nobody. Because they're gonna eventually do some shit that I don't like. And then I'm gonna have to be like, yeah, so I'm on your team, but no. When they do things I like, I would cheer them on. And when they don't, I'm gonna say it. Like, you shouldn't have to hold your opinion back because it's different from everyone else's, and their team, this person. Like, that shit gotta stop. Like, you can't even go in live chat rooms anymore. You can't even go in somebody's live and be a part of the chat, because if you have a difference of opinion, everybody's gonna jump on you. Like, I've had it happen to me. I was in somebody's live chat. I'm not even gonna say her name because it doesn't matter. I'm trying to make a point about this kind of like hive mentality. This like, you can't be different. So she's talking about a singer, and like the singer is like really small in stature, and small breasts, you're not really any booty, like very small. And they were like, oh well, if a man is even looking at her in a sexual way, they're a pedophile, and da-da-da-da-da, they shouldn't even be looking at her. And I was just like, but she's a woman, like, she's not a girl, she's little, and she can't help being little. But that doesn't mean men shouldn't be attracted to her. Might be a small person, but she's still a woman. She's mature. You know what I mean? It's not about what your body looks like. If you exude maturity, I don't think men are going to be looking at you in like, like a little baby, like a little girl. You know what I mean? Now, Ariana Grande does play up that girlish image, I feel, with the ponytails and stuff like that. But that's a whole other conversation. But, just her body being a small stature and petite and stuff like that, I don't think that's a reason to be like, oh, you can't look at her, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's reasonable. Because I was just like, well, so because she's small, she doesn't, like, deserve male attention? Like, what does that mean? And she's just like, no, that's not what she's saying. And I'm like, that is basically what she's saying. Like, she shouldn't get male attention because she's small. And they're, like, essentially pedophiles. And I was like, and I didn't even say the word body shaming. I just said, that's kind of messed up. And the person, the host, the broadcaster, whatever, of the channel, she actually said out her mouth, well, I guess that is body shaming. She was like, is that body shaming? Well, I guess it is body shaming. And I was just like, yeah, it is. And I went in the chat and I said, yes, it is body shaming. Because she said it, and it was. And I immediately was getting like 2 or 3 people in the chat like, oh, well, agree or disagree, but don't take it further. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. You keep on coming at her. You keep on coming at her. And I'm just like, I'm not coming at her. I'm just don't agree. What are you talking about? Like, I just kept being like, what? What is happening? Like, y'all are really doing this right now because I have a difference of opinion? It was crazy. And I was just like, okay, I'll just leave. Like, fuck, I don't even give a fuck. Like, one of them was like trying to like be like, oh, you built for bullshit. Girl, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you because I have a difference of opinion and y'all are team this person to the point where nobody can disagree with her, even when they're right. Like, I was right. It was what it was. She said it and I agreed, and I got called out. I'm just like, so it just makes it so when you go on these lives, you don't know what you're gonna get. Like, it all depends on how you run your channel. Like, if you're somebody that just lets everybody just go for what they know, like, some people do that. Like Sean Bradley, I watch his lives because you just never know what it's gonna be. Like, that's part of the, I guess, the fun, but sometimes it can go to a place where you're like, ooh, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? It can be a lot to take in. And you might not know how to open the window, because I don't know what happened to the sun. But yeah, you might not know how to take it, because it just might go to another place. So it's like you kind of have to be prepared for that if it's somebody who doesn't really take the reins. They just kind of let people go for what they know. I mean, I don't know if anybody was watching the other night. What was it? One of the people called in because they wanted to curse out a YouTuber, and they started cursing out Jay Wilson. And it went far. Like, it went over the edge, in my opinion. Like, it just went off the cliff, like, doop. And I mean, I've watched episodes where it's went there before, so it's like it wasn't really a super shock that happened, because like I said, he lets people go there, which is part of the fun. But like, well, sometimes, like I said, the fun can turn something else really quick. So it's like you kind of just have to roll the dice if you want to watch. And yeah, it went crazy. She went too far. She went off the edge, in my opinion. But she was really mad at Jay Wilson for whatever reason. And I don't know the story about why she's mad at him. So I'm not saying she's wrong or right. I just feel like she could have, she probably could have just omitted certain things that she said, because she did kind of go into some racial slurs and homophobic slurs, and you know, it's just like, it's unsettling when you hear stuff like that. Now it's too much light. No, I feel like it's too much. But yeah, it is unsettling. I'm trying to get this lighting right. When you're working with natural lighting. But look, yeah, it was unsettling. And it just made me think, like, about this whole live call-in thing. Like, when people call in, you don't know what people are going to get on the line and say. Like, when you're watching the YouTuber, you know them. Like, you know what kind of content they bring, what kind of, you know, opinions they have, or, you know, you kind of get to know them, so you know what they might present or bring, or, you know, or say. But these people that call in, you don't know what they're going to say. So this call-in culture, or I don't know, this call-in, these call-ins that are happening, it's also really interesting to me. It's really interesting to me. And then, like, okay, so I'm like, and then, so after the whole thing happened on Sean Bradley's channel, the same caller called in to another person that I watch, Kelly Love. They called in to his channel, and they were talking about the same thing on his call-in. And basically, it seemed like they were trying to hold back at first, but then they just started going off again. Just started going off about Jay Wilson, and, you know, talking about him, and, you know, all that type of stuff. It just was like, whoa, it went off the cliff again. So now this is not on Sean Bradley anymore. You know what I mean? Whereas Sean Bradley might have been, you know, able to, like, just hear that and just laugh and be like, okay, all right, baby, you know, how he does. Kelly Love is a little bit different of a person. He seems like a very sensitive person, like, and I mean that in a good way. He seems like he's very emotional, like, he has a lot of empathy, I can tell. And not to say that Sean doesn't have empathy, but I just think some people are really raw that way. Like, they wear their heart on their sleeve. You know what I mean? People like that. Whereas somebody like Sean maybe is a little bit more tougher in that way, to where it don't really matter to him. But I think Kelly, it really affected Kelly, and you could tell. He got emotional on his live, because I think he didn't want to make the person on the line feel, you know, any type of way. Like, he was trying to get control of the situation, but the person on the line, she was really upset and she was just going and going. He can't control her. You know what I mean? So you see how this call-in can turn like bad like really quick, because you just have no idea who can call in and what they can say and what emotional space they're in. You know what I mean? I just think it's really, really interesting just to watch. And I felt bad because I was like, you could tell at the end of it, the woman was hurt because she got emotional as well. And I'm just like, man. But by that time that she got emotional, I think Kelly was already spent. And he was just like, look, I can't even talk to you anymore. Like, and he had to kind of like end the conversation because I think he was already spent. But yeah, and I mean, that's just my viewpoint from me as a viewer. As a YouTuber, if you're the one conducting the call-ins, like, is it their responsibility to keep things a certain way, or do you think they should be able to just do whatever they want? Like, what do y'all think? I don't know, because like I said, I like the free-for-all sometimes. Just not knowing what's gonna happen. And then on the other hand, I like knowing that this is like a safe space, because I've been in chats on Periscope and on YouTube where it just feels like a safe place where you can share your opinion, you can talk, you can kiki, and you know that nobody is gonna come at you really. Like it's really, I mean, if somebody, there's always going to be somebody, but that it's not going to be like any animosity. You know what I mean? People can disagree in a mature way, and not have it be like, meow, meow, meow. You know what I mean? Like, for lack of a better word, meow, meow, meow is what I'm trying to like, avoid. And so in these spaces, that you can go there and you can just chat. But even though I like both, there's pros and cons to each one. Because when it's very structured, sometimes some people might feel like they have to kind of like, agree with the host, and they can't disagree because they don't know if they're going to be ousted or whatever the case. So it's like they want to be able to feel like they could say what they want to say. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna end this video here because I feel like I've been talking for a long time. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good weekend.